Okay, I'll go first. I'll tell you my story. Okay, so when I was 5 years old.
မင်္ဂလာပါမချေးမုံရဲ့ English အစီအစဉ်ကကြိုဆိုပါတယ် Burglish ကလည်းကြိုဆိုပါတယ် Burglish ဆိုတာဗမာစကားနဲ့ English စကားကိုရောပြီးအခါကျတော့ Burglish လို့ခေါ်တယ်
So I'm a storyteller. ဂျေမောကစကားပုံလေးတွေရောဇလန်းတွေရောပြောတာရေးတာကြိုက်တယ် You know I like telling stories. And why do I like telling stories? I feel as if stories connect people. And I love the feeling that people get when they hear a story, like excitement, fun, and especially when they learn something, when there's a lesson to be taught. Jaemon storyteller. Jaemon ga zagabon liyo pyoda yeda chaita. Di zagabon ya zalan ya ba phyo ayi ji le so da lu dwe yo sida lu dwe yo khansamu blamyo tro ya le dama ma ho tro ba dwe tin yu get le lo these stories ladies zagabon liyo tro phayin ye di ne ya do Jaemon ga So I'm going to teach you a trick today. I'm going to teach you how to write a story and mainly the structure of it. So when I write a story, I think of these very important words. Okay, 5W words. Okay, it's who, what, when, where, why, and how, right? So that's 6 words. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Okay, so let's start. So who is Badula, right? So who is the protagonist? The protagonist is the main character energy. Who, Badula. Di storya Badu Jalne. Who is the story about? What? What is the action or the event? What happened? Di lo sound muga bale ba phitwada le no lo sound ja dam ho event no tkuku phitwada when did it happen? When is the time? A chain. When did it happen? A chain. When? Where is the location? Where did it take place? Was it in America? Was it in New York City? Was it in Buenos Aires? I don't know. Where? And the last W is why. And this is my favorite word. Why? Why is when you're explaining why something happened. The reason. This happened because of this, right? What is your why? Why do you do what you do? Ko ba philo lotte ha dia ba chaung la. Why? I love that, and it helps explain the story so beautifully. You get to know the character. You get to know them more because you know their why. And finally, the last word, the H word, how. How did this process happen? How did it happen? What are you going to do? You look at examples, right? And then they walk you through the examples. So how did it happen? How? No? Okay, I'll go first. I'll tell you my story. I was born in a beautiful country called Burma or Myanmar, and that's where my story begins. Jaemon ga hlade nainga ma mwe phwa get da. Ai naingan ga Burma pi dama ma ho Myanmar pi. Jaemon ye zalan ga story ya Ama Sada. When I was 5 years old, I moved to the United States with my family. That's when we started a new life. Jaemon nga nit tamiyo nga Jaemon ya mitazu ne United States go New York go pyaung shwe get da. Jaemon do wa bwa athit sa get da. Ama. We moved because my parents wanted a better life for me and my brothers. That's why we left. Jaemon ye mitazu apina meya miba doya Jimon do a nugget dwa boa dwa bokaunjin lo daimyo shui light or Jimon do piang shui da. No? In the United States, we lived in New York. That's where I went to school and made new friends. US မှာ Jimon တို့က New York မြို့မှာနေတာ။အိမ်မှာ Jimon တငယ်ချင်းတွေအများကြီးရတယ်။ကျောင်းလဲသွားတယ်။ Now, I love living in America. I love living in New York. I am an American citizen. I'm American. I speak much better English than I do Burmese. But I know my Burmese. But I will always, always remember Burma because that's where my story started, right? You'll never forget where you come from. I'll never forget where I come from. That's where my story started. Jimo America yanchita era dia home, no? Jimo ya right? America's home. I'm an American citizen. I'm American, essentially. But I will never forget where I come from. Jimo bamabiu biroma mamiu. Jimo miken nanga. No? It's where I was born. And that's where my story began. Jimo ya zalanga. Jimo ya storya. Nyamapima sade. Okay, now let's break down the 5 W's and the 1 H word, 1 H for the story, right? So that's our story. You heard my story, so let's break it down. Who is the story about? Me, Jimo, right? It's about me. Where did the story take place? Burma and the United States. What happened? Jimo, I moved from Burma to the United States. When did that happen? When I was 5 years old. Why did she move? For a better future. How did she come here? By airplane. So I hope that made sense and I hope that connected you a little bit more to me and you learned a lesson, right? Or you learned something. All right, now it's your turn. Okay, now it's your turn. Who, what, where, when, what, how did it all happen to you? What happened to you? Why did it happen? And when did it happen? Tell me in the comments below, okay? I want to hear about you. Who, what, when, where, why? I got the 5 W's, I think, and how. All right, I'll see you next week and bye. Have fun this weekend.